So today we're gonna be talking about liquidity, right? I'm gonna be handling liquidity, right? I've come to realize that price only does two things. Price either seek to destroy liquidity or price either go to fill an imbalance. These are the two things that happens to price movement on any chart analysis. I repeat, any chart analysis, right? So in this video right now, I'm going to be breaking down liquidity. We're going to be going through different types of liquidity, all right? And then you're going to be understanding how you're going to be entering your trade with this liquidity setup, okay? So mastering liquidity, everything you need to know about liquidity, all right? So mastering liquidity, everything you need to know about liquidity. Looking at the screen right now, right? You can see this diagram is like a head and shoulder pattern, okay? But this whole diagram is just giving you an overview of what price really does, okay? Price either seek liquidity or fill an imbalance. Look at, you can see what's going on here. Here is a buy side liquidity, right? And then price raided it, okay? So immediately there was a sweep, right? We had the market structure shift, all right? Now price went to fill an internal range imbalance, right, before continuing down to seek the sell side liquidity, right? I'm going to be showing you this on a live chart, okay? But based on this video right now, we're going to treat internal range liquidity and external range liquidity, all right? So let's go over other kinds of liquidity. Okay, sell side liquidity, right? Sell side liquidity refers to areas in the market where sell orders like stop loss or break orders are clustered, all right, often below previous highs and lows, all right, often below previous lows or equal lows, okay? Now this level attract liquidity for large players to buy into, often causing price reversal after the liquidity is taken. Have you ever wondered sometimes when you put a trade, price will move with speed, right, to a particular direction and immediately changes direction and move the opposite direction? That was a liquidity raid, all right? And it's usually used by smart money, right, to induce retail traders into taking fake position. It's called a fake out move, all right? So sometimes, right, these are the things that happens in executions. These are the problems you face in executions as a trader, right? So let's go over this diagram now. Let's go over this diagram, quick one, right? Now there was a sell side liquidity that was raided. Immediately price raided this sell side liquidity, right? There was a market structure shift, all right? And then there was a retest. The retest happened around here, right? And then price, went for the buy side liquidity, all right? This is a very sharp price action. We trade in opposite of the long wick. You trade the opposite of the long wick, guys. It's very, very simple, all right? That's sell side liquidity. That is sell side liquidity. Now let's go over to buy side liquidity. Buy side liquidity refers to areas in the market where buy orders like stop losses or breakout orders are clustered, right, often above old highs or equal highs, right? This level attracts liquidity for large players to sell into, so often causing price reversal after the liquidity is taken. It's very clear on my chart. You can see buy side liquidity here, right? So immediately it was raided. Price moved with speed, all right? Price move with speed to the opposite direction. All these here are internal. These are internal liquidities. Right? Now the focus is the main buy side liquidity, all right? Now let's go over to internal and external range, right? Let me show you. All right, so this is internal and external range, right? So for instance, to mark your range, range is usually talking about the highs and lows of any dealing range, all right? So if you are trying to trade based on like a top-down analysis, once you come to the chart, what you need to do is get your overall range for the day you want to trade, all right? That's what the KCM strategy help you do. Mark your key levels. In this case, now these are the key levels. This level and this level. This level forms the range. These are the external range. All right. The internal range is area where there is fair value gap within this range. All right. This is the internal range within that range. Right. The internal range is an area of fair value gap. And this is the kind of liquidity I will show you on the chart today. Right. And this particular strategy works effectively on gold, even on other pairs, right? So quickly, let me hop over to the chart and let me show you a breakdown how we can spot all these liquidities, all right? All right, guys, welcome back to my chart, All right, welcome back to the chart. Okay, so this is the gold chart. All right, now I'm going to be spotting these liquidities with you right here. Okay, so quick one, right? This is like a back testing. Okay, we're going to be back testing ZAU USD together, even alongside other pairs. So I'm just going to show you how we can easily spot these liquidities, and I'm going to show you previous areas where this kind of trade has played out. Okay, so this is daily, but let me use 4 hour. Okay, let me use 4 hour. Let me use 4 hour. 4 hour chart to give us more examples. All right, so now in this case right now, let's just say this is our range. Let's say this is our range. Okay, this is our range, and this is our range. Okay, so these are the two range. Don't worry, let me use this other tool to mark it out. Okay, it's more thicker. I like to use it to mark my ranges. Okay, so let's say these are the ranges, the external ranges we want to trade from. Okay, this is the external ranges we want to trade from. So let's see what happened this price action. Let's see what happened. So these are the external range. Okay, so let's call here external range. So because it's external range, whatever we are trading inside now is considered an internal range. All right, hold on. Okay, so external. So these are the external range. Yes, guys, change the color to black, something more visible. All right, so this is external range. Copy that. Let me clone that. So I'll take it down. Take it down. So yeah, this is my external range. Okay, so now let's check the area of fair value gap within this external range, which is gonna be our internal range. Let me use this so I can see this was the last place that market structure shift happened. All right, so this was the last place that market structure shift happened. Okay, this was the last place that market structure shift happened. Market structure shifts. Okay, now let's look for an imbalance within this place. Let's look for an imbalance within this place, and that will serve as our internal range liquidity. Right, that's our internal range zone. Right, so let's mark out. I can see an area here. I can see an area here. All right, I can see an area here. So let me just mark out this area, stretch it out. Now you can see why price bounced off here. Okay, so you can see exact same thing why price bounced off here. All right, so this is exactly what I'm telling you guys. You can see let me label here. Let me call it my fair value gap internal range liquidity. Okay, my fair value gap. This is on 4 hours, so I had this template already all saved. Right, so I will just call it my 4 hour internal range liquidity. Hold on. So this is my 4 hour internal range liquidity. I'm gonna change the text color to black so that it's gonna be visible. So this is 4 hour internal range liquidity, right? So we are trading from internal to external. So let's see what happened immediately price touched this fill this fair value gap here, right? So you can clearly see that price came here, it touched it, and then it went up and it came for a retest before going up to seek the external liquidity. Right now, you can see, so practically you can see that this trade is still active. So we are targeting up here. Definitely pride of ZA is going to target up here. All right, so this will be the target. We're trading from internal to external, right? So let's say if you are joined this trade, you must have even taken off you must have taken off a 1 to 3 must have gone down the line, right? So with this kind of analysis, now this is the current chart on ZAU, right? This is the current chart on ZAU. All right, so we're just back testing. Look at what we got. All right, external range, all right? So market structure shift, the area where there's market structure shift, you look for the fair value gap there. All right, stretch it out, that becomes your internal range. All right, so we are trading from internal to external. These are our internal range right now, right? These are our internal range. This is our internal range. Okay, so you can see the way it is. Now you must have caught this trade. Now let's still back test. Let's still go further. let's still go further, guys. Let's still go for this. This is getting interesting. If you can master this strategy alone, if you can master this strategy, I bet you'll be catching trade. Okay, let me take off. Let me take off this other. Let me take off this other one. Let me take off this other stuff on the chart. Let me take off everything on the chart right now. Let's still spot another range. Okay, so I came here right now. All right, still on ZAU, right? Let's say this was our range. All right, external ranges. All right, so this was our other external ranges, right? So I'm trading this zone to this zone, right? Let's see what happened here. So immediately price broke here, which caused us a market structure shift, right? You can see this gave us a market structure shift. Okay, it gave us a market structure shift. Now let's look for a fair value gap around this area. It's very simple, all right, which becomes our internal range zone. This is our internal range. Stretch it out. Let's see what happened. Okay, beautiful, guys, beautiful. It's making sense. It's really making sense right now, because this strategy is one of the easiest strategy anybody can use. Is a continuation strategy, right? And it works very well on ZAU. Now what happened here, like I said, this is our external range. This is our external range. This is our external range. All right. This is also our external range. All right. This is all you need to do on the chart too. Once you come to this chart, all right, external range, all right. Where is the internal range? Find the area where there was a market structure shift or the last break of structure. All right, look for a fair value gap around there, stretch it out. All right, that becomes your POI, which is obviously your internal range. Now let's mark this out, right? So this is our internal range, right? This is our internal range. So what happens when price got there? This internal range is still where our fair value gap is, right? I'm showing you the power of combining fair value gap and market structure shift, guys. That's the only thing you need. Fair value gap and market structure shift. It gives you top-notch entries, all right? Smart money traders, this is what they use, obviously. This is what they use, obviously. This is obviously what they use to catch some of this trade. It's very easy. All right, it's very easy. All right, now what happened when price got here? Let's say we have a trade idea around this POI, right? So we could have cut this long. Now price, I told you, price does two things, right? Either seek liquidity or come to fill an imbalance. So the imbalance near this market structure shift was filled, right? Immediately it was filled, there was a movement, right? And then there was a retest. We wait for price for that retest. We aim for this external liquidity, and boom, what happened? Price cut it. You must have even gotten even up to like 1 to 7 on this trade, right? Let's say, so you see, we're trading from internal to external each time. Let's just go over this chart again. Let's just look for another example. Let's look for another example. All right, today we're back testing ZAU, so relax, enjoy the video, and please don't forget to like, subscribe. Okay, if you're getting value from this, don't forget to like, subscribe. All right, today I told you guys we're treating liquidity. We're treating buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity, external range and internal range liquidities. All right, so this is liquidity simplified. All right, you're gonna master liquidity at the end of this video. Okay, now let's see what happened here again. Let's get our ranges. Okay, I'm looking for setup. Let's take a sell setup now. Let's take a sell setup. Okay, so let me say this was my range. For example, let me say this was my range. Okay, so let me do this. This is my range. All right, so this is my range. Okay, this is also my range. This was my range. All right, what happened? Price came here. We're taking a sell example now, right? So price came here. I'm zooming in, guys. Let's see how this sell example works, right? So we're using here as our external liquidity. Hold on, guys. I'm showing you a sell example, right? Right? So this external range, right? This is external range. External. This external range. Okay, let's see what happened. So there was a break of structure, which is a market structure shift around here. Would you agree? Would you agree? This was where the market structure shift happened, around here, somewhere around here. All right, guys, I'm coming. Don't fight me. This was where the market structure shift happened. Right now, immediately we saw this market structure shift. What happened? Spot the area of fair value gap. Right, so there's a fair value gap around here, which becomes our area of internal range liquidity. All right, so there's a 4-hour fair value gap around this area. This is a sell example. Now I'm showing you guys it works. It works. You can back test it. See, sometimes when they show you a strategy, all you need is to go back and back test. Back test, back test, back test. That's all you need. All right, so immediately this happened. What followed? What followed? We traded from internal. I told you guys, we traded from internal to external. So this was the internal range liquidity spotted here, right? This internal range liquidity, right? Spotted here. What happened? We traded there, and then we aimed for, obviously, we aimed for the external, right? And then we should have caught smooth 1 to 7 on this trade. Smooth 1 to 7 you must have gotten on this trade, right? You see, this is it. With understanding liquidity alone, you must be a profitable trader. Understanding liquidity alone, you don't have choice than to become a profitable trader. All right, and this can only be possible here at KCM Academy, because we try to make everything simplified. All right, we try to make everything simplified for our traders. Okay, so this is a live chart example now, all right, of liquidity. We've talked about liquidity, different concept of liquidity. We've talked about the buy side liquidity, the sell side liquidity. We're talking about the external and internal range liquidity, how to spot them, merging them with market structure shift and fair value. All right, so price does two things. Price either go to seek liquidity, or price either comes to fill an imbalance. These are the two things that happens in price. All right, so guys, if you love this video and you find value in this video, right, like, share, drop your comment. I want to know what strategy works for you. All right, what strategy works for you? I want to know the kind of entry method you use, all right, in the comment section. All right, so I remain your boy, the Executioner FX. Right, and once in a while I like to come up here and do this thing on this channel and help the trading community, help the traders out there to get better. Okay, and don't forget to subscribe. It's the KCM Academy. Right, until next time, see you again in my next video. Right, peace out.